This one's going to be super quick. And just a side note, I'm really pissed off because, like, I think 15 minutes of the video I did this morning was cut out where I basically described how, and I had my suit jacket on, and I described how the smartphone is the equivalent of a rolled up note that you snort cocaine with. Do you know what I mean? I'll hopefully redo it at some point in the future. But I was just thinking about this school shooting in Canada and how it turns out it's a young man who's been captured. I'd say a young man who's been captured by this LGBTQ pharmaceutical operation, PR campaign, global $1 billion spent industrial solution, which will have industrial accidents, right? And I've noticed a few things, like there's a little bit, there's a little bit of this you'll notice from women where they're like, very rare, wouldn't be a woman, they're right, wouldn't be a woman. And I think there's something in that. It's like, dig into that. I wouldn't be a woman. No. I think at the core, not condoning anything that any of these people are doing, there's a frustration. They want to do something, they can't do it. This is their final thing to try and fix something. And that got me thinking, is like, yeah, women are basically, women don't do mass shootings, do they? Women don't do mass shootings. And I'm kind of at the position where I'm like, after doing all these things, basically addressing the fact that we have a global, prostitution, pedophilia, fucking, industrial economy held on these things. I know there's no way my dad would have ever bought me a smartphone, but my mum would have. And I'm like, well, where are the fucking women? All we hear is how nurturing and wonderful and, and mothering and stuff. It's like, really, where are you? Where is your outrage? The only outrage I see from women in this current last couple of months or the last year is the women being Nazis, literal Nazis, and blaming everything on Israel. You know what I mean? But not shooting them. Because like I said, there's no women mass shooters. And you'll have to excuse this, I've got a corset on, so it's pushing my boobs up and it makes them look like I've got tits. But I could, do you know what I mean? It's like, where's, and this is what I realize, is that women compete on how non-violent they are. Because no one wants a violent bitch. No one wants a violent wife or, girlfriend, really. Even, it's like, think about Sarah Connor. It's like Sarah Connor was put in a mental institution for saying that the computers were going to take over the world. It's just, the problem is we envision that through the male gaze, through the male lens, through it being with guns and violence. And this is what this bloodlust is right now. It's like, you want it to be a man imitating a woman, mass casualty shooter. Well, what if there's a serious problem? What does a father, a brother, an uncle, anything, what do they actually do to stop a global fucking distributed sex trafficking, fucking spying device economy that is handed from mother to son and mother to daughter under the Christmas tree? What do we do? Even better, it's like, to the outraged people saying Israel, what do you want us to do about it? Is it Israel's fault? Is it the Jews' fault? What would you like us to do? Kill them? You know, it's like the frustration is like, oh my God, you want us to kill them? How about we just address the problems? But you can't. You know what I mean? You go and do it. I literally have had to feminize so that I don't outwardly project my violence. Not on schools. I would never in a million fucking years do that. And never with guns. But I can guarantee you my stepfather, who I've already on record for 2 years been trying to fucking prevent him from distributing my children with fucking iPhones. And I would repeatedly cave his skull into the fucking ground until his fucking brain and head resembled fucking mincemeat. But that's violence, you see. That's why I've had to do this. I've had to feminize. And this is the game. This is the game that all of you banshees are playing. There is no escape. The only fucking recognized feminine fucking type of violence that is being condoned by the majority of women and feminists and LBGT, all of this, while claiming police brutality, is just like, no, ignore all the things, ignore all of this. We have to go to Israel and kill all the Jews. And that's literally being legitimized. These people are being led through the fucking streets of every capital city. They're not going to do it. They want me to do it. Despite the fact that the government's already stolen my children. Forced them into this paradigm that I've been critical of the whole time. That is responsible for this broadcasting of anti-Semitic fucking Nazi fucking hate speech. That is responsible for dumbing down humanity to such a level that it will fucking accept this fucking reality. I can point you to the 10 videos where I've said, if you feel out of control, lay on the ground and put your face. That's out of control because you're gonna act up violently. I've had to go quite extreme because I'm, rather than ignoring the problems or being violent, I have to non-violence myself into a woman's body, which is insanely painful. It's embarrassing. It's strange. It's fucking odd. It's all, and I have to battle a bunch of fucking screaming, fucking iPhone wielding fucking banshees. Telling me, as the military age man of the fucking Australian thing, with sons and things like that, that me and my sons, despite the fact that I'm defending the Jews and defending Israel, I have to go and kill Jews so that they can continue fucking, uploading pictures of their fucking avocado on toast. See, the problem is that women look for a small solution. They're blinded to a fucking gigantic fucking huge fucking problem. And they will not compete on violence. See, they're peaceful protesters relying on military fucking going in to another sovereign country that has its own dynamics. Israel, this is the thing, it's like Israel's not going to stop defending itself because you're having a peaceful protest. So when you're protesting our government, you are protesting our government to go and aggressively fight an aggressive war with the Jews of Israel, with the entire thing. While you actively support this system, and nothing has been done about it. Because women do not compete on how violent or how capable of violent they are. Men do. That's what going to the gym is. If you want to look, I could have gone that way. And weirdly, one of the side effects of going this way where I used to look at Chris Hemsworth and think, I'll compete with Chris Hemsworth, I could do that. And I could. I'm, same height. I'm roughly the same build. I could have done that, but we don't need that many Chris Hemsworth. Like, he's there. So I go this way. And now instead of looking at Chris Hemsworth and competing, let me just say that it's a bit more similar to what, and I don't know my intention isn't to make Chris Hemsworth feel awkward about that. I feel awkward about it. It's strange. I don't know whether I'm going to continue down this way, whether I'm going to go back to that. I don't know. This is my necessary adaptation to deal with an elevating global Western fucking militia of feminist fucking Nazis. That have no solutions. None. Except the final one. And isn't that just like women? It's like they give this, well, yeah, we're doing this, yeah. And then they're just cheating. There's no work, there's no fucking non-stop research and development and exposure and observation and things like that, and constantly whistling out appropriate solutions to fucking catastrophic fucking technological problems that we have. They just skip to the end and they're like, it says here in this book that this bloke wrote 100 years or 90 years ago that we can just kill all the Jews. And because this is the thing, it's like women don't compete on violence. So because they've skipped, they're like, well, everything else would require lots of violence, because in the mind of women, even it's like taking a phone off a child is violence. I kid you not. In the mind of the West Australian government, taking the phone off my Nazi mother is violence. Restricting her from having a fucking device that she causes absolute hell with is violence. Killing all the Jews is just the final solution. It's not violence. And this is literally how that's actually what the Nazis did. But see, what happened to the global population of men after that is they were shocked by the capacity of other men. There was an attempt to other them and say they're others, they're Germans, they're Nazis, they're this. But the appropriate thing to do is to go, oh my God, that exists in us. And I think quite like a lot of male adaptive strategies over the centuries or millennia, that worked. But women, it's all skewed. They say police brutality. But the only way to appease what they want, what they're saying is their final solution, is astronomical levels of fucking violence that they're not going to do. And for some reason, to appease this feminist fucking women's equality thing, even the Liberal Party, so they stuck a woman there. That just dragged this on longer. You've got the Labor Party shouting at them saying, you don't have a woman, no. And it's like, hey, Labor, you've got almost every woman in the fucking country supporting a literal Nazi fucking, IOU printing machine. Like a checkbook, isn't it? That's what an iPhone is. That's what social media is. That's what the female youth movement, what that whole economy is. It's a fucking checkbook. I called it, and I was pretty proud of the fact that I called that a fucking rolled up fucking $5 note that you snort cocaine with. No, it's better than that. It's a checkbook. Every little Susie and Cindy and Sally and Rebecca and Heather and fucking Jill and Jane, they've all been given a little checkbook by their mum. You know, and most marriages, if you think of the dynamics of marriages and things like that, it's like the husband's been given a little checkbook by mum as well. Don't worry. Don't worry about all that Epstein stuff. You've got your own little Epstein checkbook in there, don't you? And if you want to keep that little checkbook, you know what's good for you. You won't say anything about me giving this little checkbook to our daughters and to our son. Our son might have a hard time with it, but there is an option. There's a new fucking rainbow colouring in competition, and he may want to go that way, or he can get ready, just like Chris Hemsworth, to go and kill all the Jews that we're writing all these fucking IOUs with. Because that's what it is. It's like, think about, like, you know what I mean? Why did women develop all the things they do, all this etiquette and like their entire thing to be these pressure things to then be married and all this? It's like that was all replaced by a checkbook. And every time a young woman, it's kind of like in Hook when they say every time you say I don't believe in fairies, a fairy dies. And it's like every time you say you don't believe in the digital fucking Appleverse, the digital smartphone economy, a little fucking prostitute dies. You know what I mean? And her checkbook fucking vanishes. Her checkbook just burns up. Because this isn't recorded. So we already have a fucking mountain of consumer, government, personal, mortgage, fucking all the debts, credit card, all the student debts, all those debts, a fucking gigantic mountain. And the smart producers and the digital fucking, you know, social media is weird like that. And the social media, it's like all of them. And it's not, there isn't one fucking bad guy. It's all bad. As soon as you realize this, it's like, that's what that is. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and this, what I'm doing, I'm putting money in the bank every time I do one of these. Every single fucking time. That's me basically going, I worked fucking 16 fucking hours today? And do you know I worked 16 or 17 hours yesterday? And do you know I can't remember the last real kind of day that I had where I didn't work 16 or 17 hours on this project. And every single fucking cent, every single dollar, conceptually, that I've earned from doing that work, I have stuck in the bank, in my bank. And it lives there. So there's a big pile there. I'm a little bit like Scrooge McDuck. And I've just spent the fucking, the last hour or so backstroking in my giant vault of fucking, saved, hard, scrimped and saved money. And I have come to tell you all that this checkbook fucking paradigm is dead in the water. It will not float. It will not swim. It will not find a fucking door to fucking hijack and steal some fucking, heart of the ocean. It is the fucking dodo, and you should all be fucking ashamed of yourselves.